Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. I request all of you to close the video also. At the end, you can open the video. So please close the audio and video also. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. Since last few years, I am conducting the Bhagavad Gita English classes directly here in Coimbatore. Now we thought of changing this into the online class, but I have completed almost 18 and a half chapters. Those who are listening now newly, don't get upset. Now we are in the 44th Sloka of the 18th chapter. Let us continue, and once if this gets over, what else to be studied in English we will decide later. So we will enter into the 18th chapter, the shloka in last class, last week, where I have completed. That is the 44th shloka. But I would like to read from 42nd onwards, so it gives a very nice remembrance, recap, what Lord Krishna talking in this 18th chapter and particularly in this context of last few shlokas. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Shamodamastapashaucham Shantirajavamevacha Gnanam Vijnanamastikyam Brahma karma sama swabhavajam Shauryam tejo dhrutir daksham Yuddhe chapya palayanam Danamishvara bhavascha Kshatram karma swabhavajam Krushi gaurakshavanidyam Vaishyakarma swabhavajam Paricharyatmakam karma Shudrasyapi swabhavajam. Being it is a concluding chapter, Bhagavan Shri Krishna has to explain about the summary of the whole Bhagavad Gita so far, what he told to Arjuna. Of course, the chapter starts with the Arjuna's question, what is the difference, or both these words are same or not? He asked about the Tyagam and Sannyasam. Then Bhagavan said both are one and the same. But sannyasa, technical, traditional way, Bhagavan didn't explain or asking Arjuna to follow that. Instead of that, Bhagavan started again telling about the Karma Yoga, because the real Tyaga starts from the actions, Karma Yoga. So Bhagavan spoken again about the Karma Yoga. While talking about that, three types of again the gunas, and according to three types of gunas, four types of characters, sattva, rajas, tamo gunas, combinations works in different people in four categories. Those categories are called four varnas: Brahmana Varna, Kshatriya Varna, Vaishya and Shudra Varna. So Bhagavan started explaining like that. Then he taken up some important words like about the karta, karma, dhriti, then sukham, how these important words covers the entire person's personality. There he tells everything in three categories, because three gunas are there. So sattvika sukham, rajasika sukham, tamasika sukham. Like that, every word which he has chosen, the 6 words he explained. After that explanation, as to wind up this Karma Yoga topic, Bhagavan in this 42nd, 43rd and 44th shlokas, again saying, by showing these kinds of swabhava, their nature, we are calling the people under this category. Not just because they born in that particular family or the kula, varna, but it is based on their swabhava, character. According to their swabhava, they choose their profession, and then they will do a particular karma. Now, while explaining this, the gist of these 3 shlokas I am just reminding you. Brahmana Brahma karma swabhavajam. Instead of using the word Brahmana, Bhagavan used here Brahma karma. Means Brahmana karma. In a person whom the sattva guna is predominant and rajasika rajoguna is take the second place, and tamo guna is very little in the third place. This ratio of the gunas we have already saw in the previous classes. Now mainly here, how you can find out this person is a Brahmana swabhava, Sattvika predominant swabhava person. So Bhagavan here giving the 9 kinds of characteristics or the traits, and the Brahmana swabhava person's attention is practicing all of them and implementing them in his life and living with them, and according to that he conducts his life and live with particular livelihood. The first thing is shamaha, mind control. And this Brahma Karma Swabhava or Brahmana intellectual community or teaching community, they need a lot of discipline of their mind. Even to study the material knowledge also, the person requires a lot of focusing, attention and intellectual involvement. So, whether it is a material knowledge or whether it is a spiritual knowledge, when it comes to the spiritual knowledge, definitely more and more this Brahmana Swabhavas are required in the person. Otherwise, this Brahma Vidya, Paravidya, this Aparavidya cannot be grasped. Brahma Vidya, Atma Vidya, this Paravidya cannot be grasped. And therefore, mind control. Then secondly, control of the senses also is very important, because if the senses are not under control, they go as they want. Naturally, mind also run behind them. Therefore, they cannot again flourish and do the justification what they are supposed to do for their learning. And the last class I told that this intellectual community's job is invention and preservation and propagation, whether it is a science material knowledge or the spiritual knowledge. So they need a sense control also. Then shaucham, cleanliness is required. Kshantihi, that means lot of sahanam, patience is required. Then straightforwardness, arjavam is required. Then gnanam and vijnanam both are required. I explained it in a simple way. They need a theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge also. Or if we take here as a two parts of secular knowledge, also the person needs some extent, and the sacred knowledge, spiritual. But if the person is not much giving importance to the spiritual knowledge, he gives more attention to the secular knowledge. But a person who is having more orientation and inclination towards the spiritual knowledge, his attention on the material knowledge or secular knowledge is very less. That's why both are working for the knowledge. But ultimately, which knowledge liberates the person, that is the point. Therefore, we call the Western scientists, the researchers, inventors, as scientists. But in our Eastern side, our scientists are rishis. They are also scientists only, but their invention and work all on their own personality. But other person is, his attention is on the outside the world. So this is the difference. In this way, finally Bhagavan said astikyam. Astikyam means a tremendous faith on the path or the way he is walking. And if there is no faith, then it is not possible. I inquire, I do research, I will find out. So both the secular and sacred knowledge people, both are required. Now in this way, Brahmana Swabhava, particularly for a Vedantic students, for us, for Brahmagnana, Atmagnana to say, we need definitely more of these gunas. This is the Brahma Karma Swabhavajam. Brahma Karma means teaching, as I told, propagating, preserving. To do that, this person needs all these qualities. Then, in 43rd shloka, he talks about the Kshatriya qualities. The Kshatriya word here we have to take in a present, take the meaning of present context. We don't have Rajas, Kshatriyas like in the Arjuna's, Krishna's time or later. Here, rulers generally, how the ruler should be, who is ruling and taking care of the entire society. In the last class, I told that even we are not everybody a ruler in a big level like a prime minister or ministers, but in one way or other, in our own place, we are also a rulers. For example, a householder, a man is a ruler of his own house. How many members may be living in that family? Same way, the homemaker or the housewife is also a ruler. Like that, everybody has got the ruling capacity, means maintaining, controlling, and disciplining and guiding. But in a large sense, when you take it as a society, there Bhagavan, what he explained here, Shauryam, Tejam, Tejaha, Dhrutihi, Dakshyam, and not taking back and running away from the commitments, what he is supposed to do and decided to do for the sake of the welfare of entire society, he should stick to them and implement them. For that he need a very, very strong and capacity, ability. That ability is called Daksham. And particularly, Bhagavan used the word for Arjuna, Yuddhe. Yuddhe cha apalayana. Yuddha means from the practical life. The life battle. Life is a battle for everybody. Therefore, here we must be vigilant and our own life, wherever, whatever it is like, a somewhat struggle and between the success and failures. And finally, Dhanam also told, and he must have the Ishvara Bhavaha, a lord, overlordship, controller. He must get the respect from the people because of his qualities. And the same way, he must also take care of his population, the people, as like his children. And Dhanam is here giving is very, very important in the life. Not only taking. That Dhanam is even for Brahmana also will do Dhanam. He will take the Dhanam and he will do the Dhanam. But here specifically when it comes to the king, Raja, here Dhanam, he has to collect the taxes from all over the country and he should see that that money should be utilized for the welfare of the all the people for common amenities. In that way we can take here Dhanam. He is not giving charity of his own. He will give that also. Whatever he is having as his own possession, that also he will do the charity. But from treasure also to the needy people, like Prime Minister's Relief Fund or many other national projects for all the people's benefit. Like this, the few things here Bhagavan enumerated 8 things. These are all Kshatriya Swabhava. Then doing the agriculture and trade is the Swabhava of the Vaishyas. See here, why this discussion actually, that you should not forget. My dear, whatever job you are interested and liking and intended to do or doing, that shows that this is your nature. So continue, do it. Therefore, there is no any lower or higher opinion. This job is great, this job is less, and that. But when we take this topic from the angle of the kulam, caste, then problems comes. Here it is not the question of caste. It is only based and divided on your character and your nature and your profession. Therefore, this is the very, very beautiful Vedic design of the looking at the society. Not putting anybody down or not putting anybody up. If you remember in the previous classes, the topic, the society needed, a good society, a harmonious society needed all these four pillars. One is intellectual community, then infrastructure giving community, that is ruling community, then trade and the agriculture to supply the food for everybody. And for these three people, the intellectual community, ruling community and trade community, there is another group of people required to serve and help them. That is the helping community. So all are equal, all are needed to run the society in a harmonious way. Everybody can live happily. In that way, we have to take and think this topic. And in the 44th sloka itself, Bhagavan in the second line told about the two of them, the Vaishya, trade and the agriculture, and then the Paricharyatmakam. They just do what other three people want. So that's it. They need not worry about the investment. They need not worry about the ruling. They need not worry about the policy making. Nothing. So that also required. In this way, Bhagavan explained again. Then finally, to wind up and conclude, so everybody should do their own duty. Then what will happen if you follow your swadharmam, your own duty? See, here duty means not only duty towards my parents, duty towards my children, that also comes under duty only. That also comes under swadharmam only. But in large, your profession also, you are a contributor in the society. Now let us read the 45th sloka. What is the need of this 45th shloka? Shankaracharya writes a small avatarika in Bhashyam. After reading the shloka, I will explain that. स्वे स्वे कर्मण्यभिरतः संसिद्धिं लभते नरः स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु. What for Bhagavan telling further this explanation of the coming shlokas? If you ask, you are telling, do your own duty, do your own duty. Whatever according to your swabhava, take up that profession and work in that. What I will get? You will get your livelihood, food, shelter, clothing, everything. But much more than that. I will just read few words, sentences of this bhashyam because it is very important to understand. Then only what Bhagavan Krishna is telling here, we can grasp it. What Bhagavan Shankara writes here, whoever etesham jati vihitanam karmanam samyak anushtitanam swarga praptihi phalam swabhavatah वर्ण आश्रमाश्च स्वकर्मनिष्ठाः प्रेत्य कर्मफलमनुभूय ततत् शेषेण विशिष्ट देश जाति कुल धर्म आयुष वृत्ति वित्त सुख मेधसः जन्म प्रतिपद्यन्ते. Shankara quotes this. This is told in the Apastambha Sutra, a Smruti Grantha, in this way. I will summarize and tell you in few words. By a person following the Swadharma, he is very Nishta having, and he continued for many years like that. Then he left the body. After they left the body, because he followed his Swadharma, as scriptures said, then naturally he will go to the higher world. This is what this Apastamba Sutra and many other Puranas also tells about this. After going to the Swargaloka or little more higher or down lokas, but not the Bhuloka, and there he spends his punya, which he gained because of his Swadharma Anushtana, then what will happen? Because he didn't desire, opted for the moksha, but still there is a punyam, balance is there, then he will come back to the again and born on the earth. Where? What kind of janma? That only here explained, Vishishta, which is very, very congenial and peaceful, Vishishta, and more glorious place like Bharat, Varsha, and the Desha also, the place again in the Bharatavarsha, a suitable place, and Jati in a place already. If the Brahma Swabhavaja karma is there in that family, if he born, it is very easy for him to pick up the thread and further grow. Jati and Kulam. Jati, Kula, all are so sect and subsect like that, and Dharmam. So where Dharmacharana is very much following by the family people, that for him it is becomes very easy to just follow. And a good lifespan and a good opportunity for studies and learn, then a good character because of the good environment, good friends and the company of the great people, and enough prosperity also, no struggle for food, clothing and shelter, and he have a nice moderate comforts also, plus a good capacity to think and decide and discern, medha. He will be born in such a kind of environment with these all abilities, amenities. This is the reason. Therefore, Bhagavan now wants to say this next shloka. See, this is the benefit. So, because we all ask, no, what is the benefit if I follow my karma yoga or this swadharma anushthanam? There. So, what is the meaning of this? Swe swe karmani abhirataha, in their own, their actions, duty, here action, own duty, action. That action, his duty, is a recreation to him, not a burden, not a punishment. That's why Bhagavan says, Abhirataha. Rataha means he very joyfully, happily do his duties. He never grumble, he never complains, he never feels low. Abhirataha means very much happily, with very much involvement, he will do his duty. Such a person, Naraha, labhate, he gets. What he gets? Samsiddhim labhate. Here, samsiddhim means it is purity of the mind. Not the ultimate goal, moksha. Please remember, purity of the mind. Samsiddhim. This word Bhagavan is going to use in coming shloka also again once or twice. Samsiddhim. So here Shankara Bhagavan writes clearly, here samsiddhim means not the moksha. It is only a chitta shuddhi. That's why purity. Prapnoti naraha samsiddhi. It is not moksha, it is only purity. Then samsiddhim. How he gets? Now question is raised actually. So if you have a doubt that by performing his swadharma, how a person can attain the purity of the mind, that is simple. That's why Bhagavan in Bhashya writes this question. Kim swakarmanushtitataha eva sakshat samsiddhi? Just by doing my own duties properly, I will get the samsiddhi means moksha. Sakshat samsiddhi. Siddhi means the final accomplishment, moksha. No, it is not like that. Then katam tarihi, how come? Then what it is? Swakarma nirataha siddhim yatha ena prakarena vindati tad shrunu. I will tell you, listen. That only Bhagavan is telling here. Shrunu tad yadha swakarma bhirataha vindati siddhim. So two parts of this shloka. One part, whoever performs his own duties and actions happily, joyfully, with wholeheartedly, with involvement, they will attain the purity of the mind. If you ask and get that samsiddhi means whether you mean by moksha or what? Purity. But how come? What is the connection between getting the purity of the mind and doing my own duties? If you have such a doubt, listen from me. I will explain to you how by swakarma abhirataha vindati siddhim shrunu. I am going to explain to you. Now here, being a question is raised, Bhagavan is not explicitly telling about samsiddhi means purity. It is not moksha. It is not there in the shloka. Openly, it is not there in the shloka. Shloka means Bhagavan's, this shloka, Krishna's. Then Shankara wrote, and we must also understand, because of the previous all explanations and derivations of what you mean by swadharmam, what you mean by karma yoga, you need to remember them. Then only we can understand here samsiddhi means not the moksha, but a preparatory step for moksha, which is nothing but called as the purity of the mind. Chitta Shuddhi. Yes. Now here, I would like to tell few points before going to the next shloka. Bhagavan anyhow explaining, in his own way. There are two words here in English to understand easily: duty and devotion. Because when we are talking in English here, swadharmam, swakarma, we are telling own duty, because that is the only word generally we use in English. But the duty, if you take just as a, it is my duty, it is your duty. So like that, something compelling or commanding or demanding, like it will be there. Generally, in duty, there is a kartrutva abhimana. I am the doer of this duty. But what Lord Krishna already given the instructions in the beginning of the third chapter or in the second chapter itself, the four principles of the karma yoga. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फलहेतुर्भूः मा ते संगोस्त्व कर्मणि. You should not forget. Therefore, if you say, I am doing my duty, so I need a result, I want a reward. Like that, the general mentality, kartrutva bhavana, doership will come. But the whole secret of this karma yoga, talking so many times now in the end of this 18th Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, we should very clearly understand this. Convert this duty word and change understanding in devotion. That's why karma yoga itself is a devotion. Devotion is not a different and bhakti yoga something somewhere. It is a part and parcel of the intermingled with the karma yoga itself. Now when you are really understood the teaching of the Bhagavan about karma yoga, your duty oriented mind mentality will be converted into devotion oriented mentality. When the same duty is done with the love and offering, then it becomes the devotion. When you love somebody, naturally you do that action with so much happiness and cheer as a devotion. That same duty becomes a devotion. What is the speciality in devotion? Kartrutva bhavana is minus. I never claim that I am the doer, even though with this body, kaika, vachika, manasika, I am only doing, but there is no claiming inside my heart, I am the doer. This is only bhavana. It is important bhavana. But physically outside, if you see, that person also is doing only. He is doing, but the way of doing. That's why in karma yoga, generally what say, how you can convert a duty into devotion with a proper action and proper attitude. The proper action is that according to your swabhava, guna, you do that action, you do that profession. That is called proper action. And the attitude should be, your actions may be differ. Who? Either a Brahma karma swabhavam, Kshatriya karma swabhavam, Vaishya Sudra karma swabhavam, but the attitude should be devotion. That is the common basic bottom line for all four of them. Then it becomes the karma yoga. So devotion. And in devotion, you never vote for anybody locally. You are a DOT. Means you have no vote. Your vote is only for the God. When that God element comes, Ishvara element comes in our understanding, feeling, then it is a grand vision. There is no, I am a OT, but I am a DOT. I devoted myself to the Lord Ishvara and to his entire creation. So my all actions are now converted as the Ishvara Aradhana. Ishvararpitam nechaya krutam Chittashodhakam Mukti Sadhakam. Whatever I spoken so far, everything Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi in Upadesha Sara kept it in one line. And that full shloka starts with the Kartruragneya aprapyate phalam karma kim param karma tajjadam. Therefore, here karma yoga. So, in this shloka, Bhagavan in a different way. Which shloka? Now 46th shloka. 46th shloka. 45th I already explained. Bhagavan himself told, I am going to tell you. Listen. This is the secret how his own swadharma transforms the person and uplifts him from the first step of the life, the karma yoga, to the gnana yoga. So karma yoga is very essential, basic step, fundamental, and in that you live in karma yoga, grow in karma yoga, and grow out of the karma yoga by shifting yourself, promoting yourself by qualification to the gnana yoga. Because that is the ultimate paramardhika purushartham. So all the purusharthas are required. But which purushartha is final or ultimate? All the first three purusharthas, dharma, artha, kamas, are meant for moksha. If these dharma purushartha, artha purushartha, kama purushartha are not helping me to attain the moksha purushartha, then these three are a shackles for me, waste. They becomes a bondage for me. But Shastra tells you born here to get rid of from the bondage, not to get binded again and again. For that I am showing the way. Listen, 46th shloka. Yatah pravrutibhirbhutanam ena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. This is the secret. O Arjuna, listen. My dear student, whoever listening to Bhagavad Gita, please listen, understand. Manavaha, this people, a person, not plural, a person, whoever practices. Vindati, he attains siddhim, the same word which he used there, here. Now, what is siddhim meaning? We have clarified. Purity of the mind. Eligibility of the mind for entering into the Gnana Yoga. Otherwise, impure mind cannot receive the Gnanam. Paramatattvam, Purusharthatattvam, Brahmatattvam, that impure, gross, disturbed, materialistic, that mind cannot grasp, understand. Therefore, siddhim, purity. Vindati manavaha. Because of what? Abhyarcha swakarmana tam. tam abhyarcha swakarmana. Here, directly instead of saying swakarma abhirataha, all that, now the behind secret is this. Here, tam means Bhagavan simply used the one pronoun. Pronoun. Tam means that. Who is that? That Lord, Ishvara. Instead of using and saying that either I am the Ishvara here standing in front of you, without that, not to make any confusion in the listener, Bhagavan used the very quietly tam abhyarcha. A tam pronoun is by worshipping that Lord. That Lord also word is not there. Tam. What is that tam? Ishvara, God, generator, operator, destroyer. Yes, or Bhagavan telling abhyarcha. How? Through your own proper attitude and proper action. I explained what is proper action, proper attitude, converting the duty into devotion. Swakarmana. This abhyarcha word I will explain to you at the end after the other 3-4 words later. Abhyarcha swakarmana tam. Who is that tam? Who is that Ishvara? You may ask. We may get the doubt. So Bhagavan explaining, yataha pravrittihi bhutanam. From whom? From which? Here Bhagavan used yataha. Yataha means from whom. Yaha is a masculine pronoun. So, but here also we should not take it whether it is a Lord is a masculine or feminine. So, yataha, from whom is this entire creation came, born, or pravrittihi bhutana means this entire origination of all the beings. Beings means all the things and beings what we see in this world, everything is came from whom? Came from what? That means antaryaminaha. Who is the cause of all this entire creation to come to an existence? Not only that. So by saying this word, Vedantic angle, if you think, Bhagavan wants to say, who is the material cause of this entire creation? Upadana Karanam. Who? What is that? That only I am referring as Tam. Who is the Upadana Karana or material cause of this entire Jagat? Not only that, Ena idam sarvam tatam. Okay, he has become the material cause of the entire world, but how he became the material cause of this entire world? He should be an intelligent cause also. Not only upadana karanam, but he is a nimitta karanam, intelligent cause also. To say that yena, because of whom, by whom, idam sarvam tatam, pervaded by whom this entire namarupa prapancha in a material cause and in a intelligent cause form. Both. Generally what we say, our engineer is the cause for designing our new building to construct. And I am the owner. So I cannot design. I can just give the money. Here money means my punyam I can give. So Lord created this body, material body, and in that intelligent buddhi also he kept. So here engineer or contractor I use, and both of them order and purchase the material from different places, cement and iron, bricks and sand, whatnot. So none of them are cause for the entire thing, but each one is a cause for a little. The intelligent cause engineer is not a material cause. The material cause person is not a intelligent cause. But when it comes to the creation of this entire world, Ishvara is a cause for both material and as well as intelligent. Nimitta upadana karanam Ishvara. By saying this, Bhagavan, what he is referring, Shankaracharya in Bhashya reminds us. This same thought is told in the Taittiriya Upanishad. Yato imani bhutani jayante ena jatani jivanti ena prayantyabhishamvishanti tadvignaya. From whom this entire Jivarasis came out, and in whom they are all sustaining, in whom they were all disappearing. See, if this line of thinking comes once in our mind, do you feel I am the doer, I am the organizer, I do this, where is the place where a individual, a small poking ego feeling of I am doing, I am, where? In this gigantic universe, you are insignificant. For that reason only, to get it off from the ahankara, mamakara, I feeling and I do your katrutva, bhoktrutva, abhimanas only, this teaching, this knowledge. So in this way, not only that, in the 7th chapter, Gnana Vijnana Yoga, Bhagavan Krishna himself mentioned the same thought there. This is only repetition again, no? 18th chapter, being it is a concluding chapter, summarizing chapter. What he said there? Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. Hey Paranta Dhananjaya, there is nothing apart from me here. Parataram nanyat kinchidapi, kinchidasti parataram. Everything is I am only. And they all, as like a thread is holding all the beads, sutre manigana iva, they were all ducked or made like a chain, sutre manigana. Manigana means the chain, all the beads are there, but the sutram is there. Like that, I am only holding this entire jagat. I am the sole proprietor cause and everything I am. Now tell me, if Lord is very clearly explaining and telling like this, we also logically think we can understand that we have not created anything. Even our own body we have not created. Okay. Therefore, drop your ego. Drop your claiming of the doership and enjoyership and all this. Therefore, to conclude, what idea we have to take with us from these two shlokas? Remember, very simple. First thing, I am not the creator. Because I am not the creator, I am not the controller also. Because if I create only, I can have control. But generally, we egoistic people become habituated to claim and that, so see, this I have created, this I have created. What you have created, whatever is already there, created, you are just putting this here and there. You are not creating anything. The engineer is creating the brick, or the brick manufacturing person is creating the mud. What you are created, what you can create. So I am not the creator. Even we think that we have created and produced our children. In fact, if you think deeply, calmly, you will understand we are not the creators. God is used these counters to create some more jivas through us. He used that set. We are just a counters. Otherwise, what is happening inside, how the child is growing, how the past karmas, phalasas coming, and karma siddhanta, what you know? How much we know? Zero. Therefore, I am not the creator. Therefore, I am not the controller. Then what to do, sir? Shall I simply sleep and doze off? Or be lazy? No, my dear. Let us be as a contributors. Contributors, not again distributors. We are very good in distributing the confusions and problems and unhappy. Let us be as a contributors. Now, what I can contribute, how can I contribute? That also Lord says. If you understand, then the entire picture of this life sketch of Karma Yoga, how it is shifting and taking us towards the Gnana Yoga and purity of the mind. So with this, today we will just wind up and continue next week again. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ हरि ॐ तत्सत् few seconds you can switch on your audio and video just to say Hari Om. I am so happy that few